you're not always going to have a winning season. You're not always going to come out on top. Every year there's 31 losers and one winner. But take something from this. It needs to sting for the whole offseason because it's not what we expected. It's not what not the goal we wanted, but it's what we have. How we handle this adversity, how we handle this situation that we've gone through throughout the year will define our legacies and our careers, for the remainder of however long we play, whether it's mine or coaches or however long we're here. We have to be able to make a stand and come back prepared and willing and ready to put it all on the line next year.
Okay, so injury front update from yesterday. Harrison Bryant and Ronnie Harrison, I expect those guys to practice tomorrow. You saw we added eight guys to the COVID list.
I think when you look at this is going to be insurmountable. And when you're talking about Stefanski not being there, the distractions throughout the week, we don't even know the players yet. I mean, we've seen teams play without a quarterback.
They have Jarvis Landry not there. They have Jedrick Wills testing positive. I mean, Austin Hooper, on and on and on. Nearly 10 players more are coming as they are rerunning tests in Cleveland.
You're down some offensive linemen. You're down your best receiver. You're down your tight end. Oh.
I got to hand it to the players and the coaches. Did a great job with this week. It's been, all about adapting and being flexible and, adjusting by the minute, by the hour.
Breaking news for you as we went to commercial break. The news that Case Keenum, the Browns' backup quarterback who was going to start Saturday against the Raiders, has now also tested positive for COVID-19.
Who will play for the Browns on Saturday? Let me introduce you to your new quarterback for a very big game. Nick Mullins is his name.
Nick, what has this week been like for you?
Just take one thing at a time. Whatever happens, just roll with it and accept that we're all here to do a job. We're here to try to be our best football players that we can to help the team. And so we have a job to do, and that's really what we've been focused on the whole week.
So that week started really on Tuesday following the Baltimore game. So our players were off on Monday. We did our weekly surveillance testing that Tuesday morning. And throughout the course of the morning, we started to have multiple positive tests, which was really the first week that had happened all season. So that started to sound some alarms at that point. The transmissibility of this Omicron variant is so much greater than anything we've dealt with in the past. So last year, while we had positive cases over a week or two, you would get 2, you would have a day where you had 1, then maybe 3 the next day. And as you contact traced those cases, you were really able to follow kind of how it ebbed and flowed through your building. This year with the Omicron variant, there wasn't as clear cut in terms of how it tracked from person to person, but it was obvious that this is a brand new virus with huge degree of transmissibility that infects, a bunch of people really very quickly.
Raiders and Browns being informed that their game originally scheduled for Saturday will be played instead on Monday. It looks like 5 p.m. Eastern. The league has said it will not reschedule games for competitive reasons, right? Hey, you don't have enough players, that's on you. The union, the NFLPA, has been pushing the league in recent days saying this isn't that. This is because the virus is spreading in team facilities.
It was a challenging week from a preparation standpoint because you realize that you're kind of preparing for maybe 2 alternative realities. But for us, we tried to keep the focus on playing on Saturday. I mean, we were hopeful that we would get some guys back, but probably more importantly, we were thankful for the delay because it allowed us to get the 20 some odd players that we brought in time to have a walkthrough and actually get up to speed to play the game.
Yeah, that was an incredible team effort by everybody involved. The personnel staff to identify guys that could get to Cleveland quickly, just whether by plane, train, or automobile. It feels like we were getting guys coming from everywhere and trying to get them up to speed. So the coaches spending
every waking minute they could to get these guys to understand our schemes. So I thought it was a great concerted team effort in some really unique circumstances.
You know, the great thing about Kevin, he's always got a plan. The great thing about Andrew, he's always got a plan. Our foundation is such that everybody has confidence, and I think the teams that don't have that foundation, they don't have a plan in place, even though that the pieces of the plan, the pieces of the puzzle are going to change all the time. If you don't have that plan or that foundation, then you're going to be in complete chaos. And we've never had that here. In the 2 years of this virus, we've never been in chaos.
Kevin Stefanski not here, not able to come back and coach the team, not out of COVID protocols. So Mike Prefer runs the show here today with the coordinators coming up so important tonight. Joe Woods and, of course, Alex Van Pelt will call it offensively for the Browns.
You know, flexibility is the key to operational success. I learned that from Commander Bill Malloy, my first commanding officer in HS-11 back when I flew helicopters back in the early 90s. You know, everybody's got a plan. You know, keep working the plan and working the problem, and you know, we made it work.
I mean, I was just trying to find a way to make it to the game. It was just like more and more each day. It's like 5, 6. Every time you know, picked your head up. So at that time, I was just like, you know, just trying to find a way. Don't let what happened last year not happen again, and you know, just try to be available.
We all we got. 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 We all we got.
I mean, I didn't feel like I was that vocal leader. I still really don't. I don't see myself as that. I just feel like, you know, when the moment arises, you know, I don't want anybody else to take that moment from me. I got to be the one to, you know, take it. I got to take the torch. If someone's to walk with it, someone's to bear it, then it's got to be me. And I got to go out there and lead the team.
Miles does his best to lead, and Miles is more of a leader by example. And I think he had an outstanding year. You know, he has the ability to take over games by himself, and I think he did that a few times this year. The production was there. Miles goes out every week, and he tries to be dominant, and he tries to provide that leadership for the younger guys on the team. Overall, I think he did a nice job for us this year on the field and off the field in terms of trying to be a leader for us.
Some would say it's going to take a Herculean effort for the Browns to pull this one out tonight. Carlson gets the whistle, runs up, and we're ready. The Raiders and Browns are underway. Here's Carr back to pass again. In the pocket, shuffles his feet. He got hit. They're going to sack him. They sack him back over the 50, and Peyton Barber then comes in. The Browns recover the ball.
Well, that's what they needed, a strip sack.
Hey, who was that with me? You?
Oh, I give them a half sack. Who they get another half to?
Who you think?
No, they bet not.
Who you think?
I touched them first.
Hell no. I had a fistful of jerseys.
I ain't gonna catch him. He did have it.
Yeah! Oh, yeah! Yeah!
What'd he say? What'd he say? What'd he say? He got that hand.
Oh, no! Oh. No, they didn't! No! What?
They got him?
Oh, what is this?
I've never seen a greater robbery in a football game. I went down with them. And all of a sudden, I see Shell and JOK got a half sack. I don't even think JOK touched him. And then Shell's had his ankles. I'm like, who do you think did all the heavy lifting? I get no reward. I would have taken a 0.3. They could have gave me the 0.3, and I'd have been okay. Get nothing. I don't get assisted tackle. You know, I felt a little dig there. I thought I had a little more place in the stat keeper's heart.
Yo, somebody came around and hit that. I didn't touch the ball, cuz.
Hell nah! Give me my stats!
4:33 left in the third quarter. And what Nathan said a few minutes ago, the Raiders might have let the Browns hang around, Doug. Empty backfield. Here's Carr back to pass. In the pocket, throws it out in the right flat. Caught. Tight end Moreau's got it. He's out to the 35, to the 38, and he's fighting, and he got a first down out to the 40-yard line.
Well, yeah.
An injured Brown way back by the line of scrimmage. And it looks like it is Tack McKinley, and it is.
It really hurt to see him go down and to be there and just trying to keep his spirits up when I was on the field. I know he was scared, and I know he's been through heartbreak like that before with injuries.
Just know who Tack is, how hard he works, how cerebral he is. You know, he's not a very big talker, but when he does talk, you listen. And in practice, to see him when he rushes, when he plays, he just plays so hard and so fast like he's in the game. And I really admire that about him. So to go out there and see him, hurt himself in that manner, it's just tough to see, especially with a guy that works that hard and has been through a lot. Hurt our D-line because he is one of the guys that keeps us together.
And the Raiders are off their sideline to mob their kicker, Daniel Carlson, and the Browns lose an absolute heartbreaker.
It's always more painful when you feel like you have it in your grasp. After games like that, just got to find a way to lead anyway. Now, I know people are looking at us, doubting and pointing fingers. But at the end of the day, you can't separate. You got to grow closer when things like that happen if you want to come out on the right side of things.
Okay, fellas, we have to acknowledge what an incredible opportunity we have tomorrow. All right, we are very, very lucky to do what we do, okay? You get to compete on Christmas Day when you're the only show in town, all right? All the wrapping paper is gonna be on the ground. Everyone's watching you tomorrow. What an opportunity. You're gonna see a bunch of Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus in the stands tomorrow, all right? But an opportunity right there in front of you to play this kid's game, to coach this kid's game. It's an incredible opportunity. Then it's an opportunity to compete, all right? That's what our game is about competing. And our whole program, everything we do is built on competing. Think about all those drills going back to training camp. They're all gonna show up tomorrow, right? That's what this is. It's a bunch of drills out there. That's what this game is. So you get this incredible opportunity and then this incredible opportunity to compete, all right? Get some rest. I wish you a lot of luck, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey man, Christmas Day, Lambeau Field. You represent a lot of people in this. Yeah, sir. You represent the city of Cleveland. You represent the D-linemen when you out there. We play for each other. Yeah, sir. And most importantly, that's a name on the back of your jersey. Yeah. Christmas Day. Mama, auntie, daddy, everybody wants you to play. The Jerry's looking for you to show up today. The Jackson's looking for you to show up today. You know what I'm saying?
Coach Kiff got sick that morning. I believe we were leaving, and we found out Coach JG was going to be the head D-line coach. It was great to see, another guy that got his opportunity due to COVID really step up and take the opportunity by the horns, and really brought us back down to earth to realize why we were here, what we need to do, and just didn't let the moment get too big for us.
Hey, I love you guys. I trust you guys.
Our assistant D-line coach, Jeremy Garrett, or our D-line coach, Chris Kiffin, both have done a terrific job here over the last 2 years, and evidenced by the fact that, they were wanted elsewhere, and they had opportunities to take on bigger roles somewhere else that they ultimately decided to pursue. It actually is a goal of ours. We want people to ultimately get hired away, not because we want to lose them, but ultimately because they're fulfilling their own, personal career goals. We also know that if they're getting hired away, that means that we've had some team success. When we hire each of these guys, we hope every position coach, we hope they become a coordinator. We hope our coordinators become head coaches. We absolutely want that to happen.
It's glorious, Del Pitt. Ain't this
Dad. Another day, man. Get to go out here and do what we love, man. It's crazy. Christmas Day, too. Yeah, Green Bay, cold ass, huh? Don't you know I miss you, man.
Yeah, he always taught me to be where your feet are. You know, he introduced me to the game. He passed away a few years ago. I think just 7 or 8 now. Yeah, so, you know, in the games, the last 2 years, I just been like, just put them on the field with me. You know, I think people live on through things they do and just you talking about them and bringing them up. So, you know, I want to make sure he has a good time on Sundays and, you know, is with me, giving that extra inch or that extra, you know, burst of speed, that extra cushion when I fall, and that extra burst of power, you know what I mean? So just keeping them alive.
Bring some of your all-star football fans, man. It's like a birthday today. Thanks for watching over Knowledge. Thanks for watching over me, man. Being there around here to talk to you. Be with me today, man. I miss you. Thanks for everything. I miss you, Dad.
Yeah, Malik Jackson is an outstanding individual. He's a pro's pro. He's a very vocal leader. Believe this is 10th year, but he's also, you know, he's a veteran, but he's also a servant. Like, he doesn't mind giving advice to those guys. He doesn't mind, you know, telling them the rush plan that he's had, you know, things like that. So he's awesome with the group.
Hey, your guard is grabbing you right here with his outside hand every time. What you got?
I've been blessed to be around a lot of good guys, the Von Millers of the world, the Kevin Vickersons, the Robert Ayers, the Marcus Wares, you know, Calais Campbell. So for me, those guys always try to just come up to you and tell you. You know, it's one of those things the older guy can I actually, it's like, nah, I'm gonna tell you what this is. I'm gonna tell you what I'm getting so you can go out there and be better. You know, and that's just how I learned. And it's one of my things, I just go out there and let them know what I'm seeing, what I'm getting. So when they go out there, they're ready for it.
Hey, Tommy, that's the way to show up. What was that, a double team? A base? Center came back, good. All 3 players were D-linemen that last series. That's how we do that.
Well, that series, you had Joe Jack make the play. You know, it should have been in there a little earlier. The guy let Jack got for like 3 yards. But, you know, Joe made the play, and then I made a play, and then Sheldon Day made a play. And, you know, it's just one of those things, that's what we fight to do. You know, we try to tell each other every game that Miles says it. You know, we need each other. We don't need everybody else. We can go out there and keep our gaps and be where we're supposed to be and manhandle guys and get to the ball. We don't need anybody else. And I think we really take that to heart.
Hey, D-line. Hey, D-line, that's how the you do that last series. That's how the we do that
Green Bay's got it in victory formation, and Aaron Rodgers takes a knee with 30 seconds left to go. And the Browns fought back all day long, but could not overcome all of the turnovers.
Keep going, G.
It does hurt a lot because, like I said, man, you really wish you can make that extra play or bat that extra ball and really just do something, but it's character building.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because that's the name of the NFL. These games are close. They're always within a score, and it's frustrating when we don't close out games. And certainly that Raiders game, the Packers game, we had our opportunities. And that's where we got to make sure we look really hard at what we can do differently going forward because you're going to be in close games. That's the NFL.
I got the utmost confidence. I believe in this team and I believe in this organization. And I believe the people who are above me and the coaches and the staff that we have. And frankly, we got to get it done. And the city deserves it.
19-7, Pittsburgh in the lead. Steelers trying to get up and over the 500 mark to 8-7-1. The Browns trying to avoid 7-9 with 1 to play. Mayfield on 1st and goal from the Steeler 1-yard line. Takes the snap, turns, he's going to throw into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Harrison Bryant. 19-14, the Steeler lead is cut to 5.
Mike Prefer has the special teams unit huddled up on the sideline right now because we all know what's coming. It's going to be an onside kick, and the Browns are going to need to recover that to win the game.
Oh, okay, here we go. McLaughlin ready to go. Here it is. He steps left, he comes back to the right, he pooches it down the field, and on the field it is recovered as the Steelers come up with it, picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. as they lose tonight 26-14 and drop to 7-9.
You never want to get into December where you can't control your own fate, and that's what we did, and we paid the price for it.
Right, we never want to be in that position again. We don't want to be watching other games. We don't want to be relying on anyone else. And ultimately, when those games didn't work out, to be honest, I think my reaction was, hey, we did this to ourselves. It was a disappointment in terms of how we played and how we put ourselves in that position. So always tough to be in that spot, and certainly frustrating this year. But a good reminder that we never want to be there again.
The NFL is just week in and week out. Everything goes so fast. It's such a regimented schedule. So you have to deal with the losses and try to fix the mistakes you made. But the next game's there. So you have to start your preparation in terms of your game plan. And again, it was playing against another division rival. So, the guys are ready. Something we want to do just in terms of finishing the season on a positive note.
As we've talked about all week, we're coming here to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to win. Okay? They're keeping score tomorrow. We want to win. We have a bunch of guys that want to compete. We got a bunch of guys that fought their ass off to get back from injury, and we're going to show up tomorrow, and we're going to win, because that's what we're about. All these guys, all the effort, all the walkthrough, all the practices in the weight room, okay, in the training room, on the airplane, all those times together on the field, okay, all that time together, you get one more ride.
Hello, how we doing? Morning, how we doing?
Good, you?
Oh, there. Hey, how you doing, Jace? Hey. Yeah.
Still slobbering the newspaper. Haven't you heard there's a new thing called the internet?
I know. This is just easier. I guess the word you don't want in your vocabulary is quitting, and I had to make the decision that it was quitting, it was retiring, and there's a difference.
Hell of a run, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, 3.
Jordan had his last dance. I had my last ride today. I'd like to think I've seen more Browns games live than anybody that's ever lived. There's a lot of memories. There's, a lot of stories behind the memories and a lot of good friends. This thing represents all the yards I had in holding penalties, and when I retired, they put a yellow line down from my house to the cemetery representing all 1,909 yards. Oh, there are a variety of things, games. One of the balls is from the last game at the old stadium. And I think there's one in there for my first career touchdown, like I was going to have a lot more.
Fake. McDonald throws, man open. Dieken, touchdown! Doug Dieken caught it! How about that? He'll never let us forget it.
I'll tell you, he'll keep that ball forever.
Then we get over to this wall. One of my roommates, Bill Cowher, I had a knee operation, and I told him the Browns said I needed somebody to change the TV because I didn't have a remote control, and I wanted Cowher, so they gave me Cowher. Of course, here's Jim and myself, Nev and myself, guys that I broadcasted with for many, many years. Life is kind of about timing. Like when I got drafted here, Dick Shafraff was in his 13th year, so they needed a replacement. I was just fortunate to be the guy that they drafted to replace him. Well, the year that I retired from football, Gib Shanley, who had done the games for quite a while, he went to California for a job, so they opened up the job in the booth. The booth was on top of the stadium, at the old stadium, and it was a wooden shed. I mean, the plumbing up there was not indoor plumbing. And the great thing about it was they used to shoot the game tapes from the booth right next door. So to me, it was just, like watching a game tape on Monday after a game.
Cleveland with a lot of momentum after the regular season, having won their last 5 games and 7 of their last 8, primarily through the offensive heroics of Bernie Kosar.
Hang on, folks. Fasten your seatbelts. We could have a shootout here on the lakefront.
The double overtime game against the Jets, where people started walking out of the stadium because they thought we'd lost. And I remember saying on the radio, hey, and it turned out the Browns won in the double overtime. And I remember some fan called in, and he was upset with me because he thought that was unprofessional. And I said, you should come back. And I said, there's a guy that left.
You know, I've actually gotten a chance to spend a good amount of time with Deke over the years. I mean, such a huge part of this organization for a long, long time. We're going to miss him, but, you know, getting his insight not only on our current team and our players, but what's going on around the league, and even how it's changed over the last, 30, 40 years, and getting all those insights and all that wisdom from him was tremendous. So he's left an indelible mark, and will continue to have an impact on us going forward.
Hey,
shake your hand
oh,
in person.
thanks, Jimmy. Thank you.
Yeah, good talking
Thank you.
today.
Yeah,
I want to shake your hand in person. Sit down.
Thank you
Sit down.
for everything that you have done for
Thank
me.
you. That's just a hell of a seat here, Dick.
Not bad.
How are you going to spend all this free time?
I got grandkids.
Oh, do you? How many do you have?
I got 2.
Okay, what age?
5 and 2.
They're young.
And, yeah.
You know what, Papa Doug? I feel like I've gotten to share my dad with the city of Cleveland every Sunday. So I feel like everyone's kind of grown up with my dad as their dad. So it's been awesome. But it's definitely bittersweet. I'm kind of emotional about it.
He's hard. He's a tough egg to crack. But I think there's 50 years of memories rolling around. I think he's going to be parsing these out for a long time to come. And I know he's grateful to the organization, and one thing he's always said is that these fans are the best fans on earth. And then if you win for him, you make them the happiest people on earth.
Doug says so long to the Browns Radio Network team here today.
This will be interesting to see how these guys play today. And hey, let's go out a winner.
Absolutely. Here we go. Felton comes in motion. They give the ball to Felton. Then he gives it back to Landry, who gives it back to Keenum, who throws a screen for Felton. 45, 50 to the Bengal 49. Wow, there was a lot of people touching the ball.
A double reverse flea flicker screen.
If you say so. Landry right. Keenum play action fake. Steps in the pocket. He's got a good pocket. He throws left. Landry caught it at the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown. And the Browns go ahead 6-0.
Good protection in the pocket that time. Gave him a lot of time to survey the field and find Jarvis at about 25 yards down the field.
Spending over 50 years with one club in various capacities. Just an amazing man. What he's meant to the fans, what he's meant to this organization over the years. He's as tough as they come.
Ready, orange sound full. 3, 2, 1, go orange sound full. Track orange.
Today, Doug Dieken is calling his final game for the Browns. To celebrate his illustrious career, including 34 years in the broadcast booth, please turn your attention to the video boards for a special presentation from the voice of the Browns, Jim Donovan.
Hello, everybody, from the Browns radio booth. A very special day today. We salute the 51 years that Doug Dieken has been involved with the Cleveland Browns as a great player, an ambassador for the team, and an incredible partner with me for the last 23 years. And Doug, on the day of your last broadcast, let it be known that the city of Cleveland and all Browns fans and the Browns organization are renaming our broadcast booth from today and forever the Doug Dieken Radio Booth.
Thank you very much. First off, I want to thank my family, Connie, my son Spencer, my daughter Allie, and I also want to thank the guys that I played with. They were super teammates. I want to thank my teammates up here in the booth. Jim is the best, and then the partners I've had before. I want to thank the fans. Thank you all for 50 great years.
There he is, the great Doug Dieken.
The Browns did a very nice thing for my family and, for me and the presentation that they did. And the fans, they were very receptive and appreciative. And I guess, you walk away and you're trying to keep it so, I ain't gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. And I had some friends come in from Illinois and, just my grandkids got to see their first Browns game live, which was, and they got to see Poppy Doug, up on the scoreboard. Of course, they probably enjoyed meeting Chomps more than that, but it was just, it was really a humbling day to have people show appreciation for, a guy that was just lucky to play.
Thank you, Dieken!
back in the Doug Dieken radio booth. That's right, here at First Energy Stadium. So many fans stopping by and waving so long to Doug. But Doug, it's named the Doug Dieken radio booth, which means you can come back anytime.
Do I have to pay taxes on it?
I think it would be very hard to keep you out. I mean, I don't even know.
As long as I don't get a tax bill, it's great.
The family's here.
Family's here.
Family is here, and that's great.
It doesn't get any better than that.
No, absolutely not. The Browns win today. 21-16 is the final count in the game. Doug, what an honor.
Wow.
It has been. What a ride it has been. We didn't get to do a Super Bowl, but God, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it all starts with the family, and I couldn't ask for a better one. Then you go to the other family, the family up here in the booth.
Yeah. Doug, I have to tell you, I say for everybody, all of us here, all of the people listening, all of the people that have filled these stadiums, the old one, the new one for years, we love you.
Well, thank you guys very much. It's been an honor. You always feel sometimes, you're the luckiest guy on the face of the earth. Pretty lucky.
Yep.
Wednesday.
All right. See you, buddy.
I think that we handled a lot of things well, but the reality of it is we didn't reach our goals, so we didn't handle them well enough. Every team deals with COVID and injuries, and there are times at point in the year where you have to deal with a little bit of drama, whether that's external or internal. And even the great teams, they have to go through that and kind of parry the storm. And I think we did that well in some circumstances, in some instances, but we just didn't do it as well as our competitors, and that's something that we'll have to improve upon next year.
My first NFL season has definitely been a grind. Coming from, like in college you only played 12 games. And the year before, because of COVID, I only played 6. And so going from 6, going through the whole draft process, getting here, being here long, and then having a 17-week schedule plus preseason, it's definitely been a lot. Like, it's definitely a grind, and definitely something like nothing like I've ever done in my life. But I'm glad I was able to experience it, learn from it, and just motivated for the next time I'm able to get back in that locker every day and get to work with my teammates. Definitely excited to feel some warm weather for the first time in a little bit, and just be able to unwind, relax with family, see some friends and everything, and just be able to do some things I haven't been able to do in a long time. So definitely excited for that. There was a lot of times where when I was just trying to learn, that I would fall asleep just like studying and whatnot, because I was just like, oh, I gotta learn this. And it was just a lot of grinding. We were up early, working and whatnot. So I just want to make sure I was prepared. When I get home, I just set up the iPad right here. It's kind of like my work area too. Just set it up right here, do meetings and everything, and watch film, take notes. When I get done with the work day, me and the guys definitely be like, all right, hop on the game, or something. So we just get on here, talk on the headset, just play the games and whatnot. So yeah, this is a sacred area of my apartment. And then Coach Stump, we did Secret Santa, and I was who he had, and he hooked me up with this other monitor to match this one. So it was super cool. Coach Stump was a great coach, and we were very sorry to lose him when we did.
Yeah, we lost our running back coach, Stump Mitchell, in the middle of the season. He had a medical issue that he had to deal with, had to have surgery, but he stayed with us. He didn't want to leave this team, in any way, shape, or form. So he was active on Zoom. As you know, Stump was a great player in his own right, and knows what it's like to be there and bring that energy, not only every Sunday, but each and every day on the practice field. And I think that the players see that, and we're anxious to have him back.
I loved Legos when I was young, but I could never get like a whole bunch. And so now that I'm able to, I just use it kind of as it's just something to do when I'm bored and I just want to like get off my phone and just like chill, listen to music, and I just build them and whatnot. Like that one, I forgot, it was probably like 700 pieces or whatnot, and took a lot of time, but it's just something fun that I could do. And it's about Star Wars, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So just why not use it to decorate and whatnot. So definitely a fun first apartment for me. I like told my dad how I wanted something that like changed color and whatnot. So he came here and he was like, help me set this up, and he got these lights. And so whenever I just want to, just change the color, I can just change these lights to anything, kind of just change the mood in here and whatnot. Like I think it's pretty cool. Where you can just control it, you can change the brightness of it and all, and set it back to regular. So, I forgot to say, I love Uno. Like this is something me and my family, like we swear by Uno. We play all the time. And me and my family have our own set of rules, so whenever I have people over, I teach them that and whatnot. And I literally can't play regular Uno anymore. And so when people come over, they have to learn my rules or we can't play. Yeah, so I had a signing at a card shop, and afterwards I was gifted that, which was really cool. And as soon as I got it, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta put this up in my room. And it was the owner of the card shop who gave that to me. The fans we have here and just the people of Cleveland, they love the Browns. And ever since I've been here, I've been shown nothing but love from everyone. And it's just been really, the transition to a new place has been really easy just because of the people here and how much they care about the team.
Huh? Ain't no way.
You actually go
Nah, I
get it?
can't. I don't think I can right now. But like after, I'll try to like sneak you one.
After the game?
Yeah.
It was pregame. I was catching kicks at the time, and I caught this kid standing behind me who was holding up a sign. It said, "It's my birthday and it's my first Browns game." I went up to him, started talking to him, and he was really funny. He was talking to me like, I was just one of his friends.
I'm not even from Cleveland, bro.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Bro,
first game?
On God. And it's my 16th birthday.
That's awesome, bro. Happy birthday, man.
Bro, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm not gonna lie, you get a touchdown here?
Oh yeah, then I got you.
Come take a flick with me too, bro.
I got you.
And he was telling me, how it was his birthday. He was just chopping it up and whatnot, and how he wanted the ball. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to score to get him a ball and whatnot. Not knowing how much I was gonna play and stuff like that, but I knew if I did and I had a chance to, like, I really wanted to.
I got you, man. I'll hook you up. I got you. Yep.
I think it's important for me to show the fans that I care because they care for us. They come out in the cold just like us and come and support us, and no matter what, rain or shine, they come through and they support us whether we win or lose. And that means a lot to me and the other guys on the team.
Hey, can you help me make this kid's day at the end of the game? He wearing your jersey. It's his birthday and his first game. We should got about a tunnel? He over on this end.
I just really looked up to athletes, ever since I fell in love with football. One thing that sticks in my mind was when I lived in Hawaii at the time. That's when I started playing football. And the football team there, they weren't known for being good, but that year they were undefeated, and they had a little practice and we had a little meet and greet. And I remember they were just so nice to me, sign the ball that I had, and it just made my day. Watching that team and seeing them do what they did, that's what sparked my love for football. And just remembering that moment and how I felt with them, I always want to be able to share that.
My dog! What's up? I got you. Oh God.
And to be able to give back and make his days is really just special to me, because that's why I feel like I play the game. I play the game to inspire, whether it's friends and family, but also just kids. And so that really meant a lot to me.
Who you about to call?
Coach kind of just throws me in. When I'm running out there, I wonder what we're gonna call right now. Then he calls a screen pass to me. It happened so quick that after I scored, I forgot for a second, but then I remembered, and so I asked for the ball back from the ref and was able to hand it to him. And that was it was an awesome experience for me, and I was just glad to be able to make his day.
Hey, you just give that ball to some fan in the stand.
I talked to him earlier. It was a kid. He was like, "This is my first game. It's my birthday." I said, "All right." Huh? Because when I was doing return stuff, he had a sign and whatnot. Yeah, and I was just talking to him. So I was like, "All right, if I get in the end zone, I got you."
Never forget that.
Yep, exactly. Man.
First home, no, listen, for real. First home game and the last home game. 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
This was actually from the game that I scored my first touchdown against the Texans when Juice got hurt that game. And Juice, he's a great leader, and two, he's a guy that I've been looking up to for forever. And so being able to come to a team and just learn from him firsthand and just see how he approaches the game and just learn how he plays as a receiver. He's so smart and so intelligent in how he runs his routes and everything. It was just awesome for me. I still need to get him to sign this, so if you see this, you gotta sign this jersey. But it really meant a lot to me to be able to get this and just add it to my collection of jerseys that I'm trying to acquire and everything. So it's really cool.
Oh, yeah, Juice! Yeah, Juice! Yeah, Juice! Hurry up! As a team, we just wanted to end with a W. I feel like going into the offseason, it just sends a good, positive message to the fans, to the team, with a win, and just our mindset going into next year, what we need to do. Let's go! It's huge to see how Dearness has performed this year. And after hearing his story and everything he's been through, to be able to see with my own eyes him blossom into the great player that he's becoming each game and each week of practice that we have is awesome to see. And so it was just a great ending of the season for him to have the performance he did against the Bengals. Proud of you, my boy.
With Dearness behind two great backs in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, but when there were situations this year where we didn't have either of those guys, and Dearness stepped in, and the offense didn't miss a beat. I mean, he just played incredibly well, had the great game, the Thursday night game against Denver, stepped up big late in the season when we needed him. Whenever we called upon him, he ended up being a really big force, for our offense. And Dearness Johnson, this year, Demetric Felton, those guys were battling it out in training camp for a spot on the team. Turns out they both made the team, and they both made significant contributions. Demetric this year was a 6th-round pick for us and really ended up playing great because he was able to do so many different things. Again, it's hard for rookies to get on the field, but he found a way to get on the field no matter what. He did some punt returns, he did kick returns. He was in the running back room, he was in the wide receiver room. He really did all sorts of different things, which made him a really valuable player for us on Sundays. We're only able to roster so many players, on every Sunday. It's not even our full 53. So to have someone that can fill in a bunch of different spots, becomes hugely valuable. So he was great. And, it's funny that the 2020 sixth round pick, Donovan Peoples-Jones, was very similar the year before. Now, he didn't play running back, but he managed to learn all three different wide receiver positions so he could fill in at all those. He also did some punt return and kick return for us. So I think each of our sixth round picks the last 2 years have been really, really significant contributors, especially given where they were taken in the draft.
Huh? You're doing good. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Draft day is like one of the most stressful and exciting days of your life if you're participating in it, because you're like, I should be picked sooner, but then you're like, I'm just so glad that I got picked. And so the whole day, I'm sitting there with my family, watching every day, just seeing, the guys that are picked before me. And it hurts. It hurts a lot because, you just feel like what you're capable of and that you may have shown something, but it might, it just, for whatever reason, you don't get picked. And so what I did was, as I was watching, I wrote down every guy that was picked before me in the running back group and receiver group. Yeah, I don't have the actual paper. I left it at home, but it's just my screensaver. But these are just all the guys, running backs and receivers, taken before me. And it's not a diss on the other guys. They're good football players. But for me, it's just, you got to give yourself motivation. And it kind of just brings a fire out of me and just helps me remember, you have stuff to prove, and the mission is not over. And, the way I felt, how upset and hurt I felt on draft day, I never want to forget that feeling. And so it just reminds me of that and just motivates me to try to be the best player I can be. After a while, I was like, I can't even watch this anymore because I didn't think I was going to get drafted at that point. It was super late. I'd just go in my room and, just cool off and whatnot. And finally get that call from Andrew Berry.
Demetric, how we doing, man? We're going to make you a Cleveland Brown here.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
And it was just a sigh of relief. You're just like, oof, I got picked.
With the 211th pick, the Cleveland Browns select Demetric Felton, running back, UCLA.
When I first got to the facility, it's a lot of emotions on that day. It was just wow, here we go. This is, the start of a new journey and something that you've really grinded for your whole life is right here. It's a dream come true. I've been waiting for this since I was 7 years old, so just being able to see this just means a lot. Being a sixth round pick, late round pick, you have to be able to be useful once you get to the team. And so being able to score the first home game, the last home game was super special to me. To be able to do that in my first year at home, my first one happening in the end zone where my parents were there, and then the second one happening with being able to give the ball to Tyler and make it his birthday special was it was super awesome for me.
Oh, man. You get everything today, bro.
Can you sign this for me?
Yeah, I got you.
That is so awesome of you, bro.
This season, we really wanted to, show that we can make it far, and to come up short and be sent home early is really disappointing. But I will say on the sweeter part of it, it's just me feeling accomplished about completing my rookie season all the way. Only missing one game due to COVID and whatnot, and being able to contribute, was huge to me. So I felt really blessed, to be able to see my family's last name on the back of a jersey, being able to represent Cleveland because I know a lot of people work for it, not everybody gets it. And what I learned about myself is you belong here.